All right, let's have a look at these. So they said earlier in this section, but let's go from there. So we've got f of x equals x plus 1 times x minus 3, which is a quadratic. We know this quadratic cuts through at 1 and 3 as its zeros. And so let me make it cut through, and it's happy. Oops, pen would be good. All right, so let's say something like this is 1 and 3. I'll do it here as well. 1 and 3. There's 3, there's 1. So we know that exactly between, minus 1 and 3. We know exactly between, that's a gap of 4 is 2. If I go 2 either way, I'll get to 1. So this point in the middle, the vertex, is clearly at 1. If I sub 1 into there, I get 2 and minus 2. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4, so that's minus 4. Also, my y-intercept, if I sub 0 into those spots, I've got 1 times minus 3, so that's minus 3. All right, so that will help us figure out the changes that we need to make. All right, so let's look at the first one. It says y equals the absolute value of f of the absolute value of x. All right, so let's look at the first part. Let's look at this inside part, the absolute f of the absolute value of x. So it won't change where x is already positive. So if I look at this, x is positive for all this section here, up to here. But when I go on the other side where x is negative, I'm pretending it's the same as, so for x is negative 1, that's whatever answer I got for x is 1, which was down here. So what it's going to end up being is a reflection of the right-hand side. So if I reflect that badly, it's going to look like that. All right, so if I cut through at 3, this is now going to be at minus 3. It's kind of a bottom. All right, and then now if I want to absolute value that whole graph, it means any of the negative parts, any parts under the x-axis, become positive. So I'll do that in green. So this is already positive, stays positive. This part needs to be positive. This part also needs to be positive. This part's already positive. So the green curve is what we're going to get. Of course, this is going to be 3 because I've reflected. This is going to be 1, 4. And this is going to be minus 1, 4. All right. So there you have it. If I look at, so actually I'm just going to skip and do it on the same one here. If I then look at this one, no, it's not quite the same. If I look at, instead of that one, sorry. If I then look at D, which is almost the same, but now it's got the absolute value of y. So the absolute value of y, so the process is to get rid of any negative parts and then reflect over the x-axis. So if I look at what we've already got, because we've already got this one, so the green curve, it's all positive. None of it is under the x-axis. If it was, I'd have to get rid of those parts, but it's already all positive. And now I have to also reflect it. So I need this part. Well, that was badly done. I need this part, I need this part, and I need this part as well, which also I did badly. So it should go like that. So it's like a funny glasses googly eye picture. All right, so that would be D. So A was just the top part, D is both the reflection of the top part and its reflection around the x-axis. All right, so let's have a look at B now. So let's just look at, again, let's just look at that right-hand side. We want the absolute value of f of x. So wherever f of x is negative, we need to reflect it upwards. So we're going to reflect that upwards like that. Wherever it's positive, we can just keep it. All right, so you can see it's now going to cross through 3 there, and this point here is going to be 1, 4. All right, so that's just this side, but on this side we've got y, the absolute value of y. So again, any negative parts we need to get rid of. Well, we've got no negative parts for that green curve. And then we can reflect. So always struggle drawing these ones. So we're going to get that, we're going to get that, and we're going to get that as well. So again, not the whole glasses, but the googly eye, one eye. Okay, so with the absolute value of y, don't forget, get rid of any negative x parts, and then reflect over the x-axis. All right, so C, the funnest one. So first of all, we want to look at, just come back to the graph. I'll do a rough copy here. So what was our original? Our original went something like this. -1, 3. That cut through -3. And this was 1 minus 4. All right, so first of all, if I look at just this right-hand side, I want f of the absolute value of x. So remember, that's this part, because that's where x is positive, and then it's the reflection of that part. So here it's going to cross at -3. This is going to be -1, -4. All right, so we've got that. But now we want the absolute value of y equaling to that. So here's where it does affect it. So any negative parts we are going to get rid of. So I'm getting rid of this and this from the greens because we don't need that anymore. All right. So we get rid of any of the negative parts, and then we reflect in the x-axis any parts that we do have. So we're going to get that part, and we're going to get this part. Again, I struggle with my drawing a lot. It should go like that. I almost have to turn it round the other way to draw it. Very, very bad at drawing this. All right, so it's going to look something like that. Just these funny little arms on the edges, and that is for C.